So that's mindfulness. How can that impact us as we engage in a leadership capacity? Right? So if we can have less emotional reactivity and better relationships, mindfulness will help us have more balanced emotions so that we don't lose our cool, especially in a workplace environment, working in teams. Lose your cool and it can really mess things up. It can really hurt relationships. So it allows us to remain emotionally balanced, more calm, more cool during difficult situations. It also will allow us, if we can remain calm and cool, to communicate with compassion. Communicate thoughtfully. Communicate with a sensitivity. Am I going to uninspire this individual by giving them whatever feedback that I need to give them? Is it going to be inspiring for them? Are they going to be uninspired when they go back to their desk? And also, it'll help us remember the very simple formula that we have 2 ears and a mouth. If we use them in those proportions, all our communication will improve. And by nature's arrangement, our mouth is naturally closed and our ears are naturally open. Someone's trying to tell us something. Appreciation, how important is that, especially in a workplace environment? According to the Huffington Post, employees who are appreciated will work harder, and those who aren't will develop a wandering eye. We all like to be appreciated for the work we've done. But how good are we at appreciating others? Do we have a culture in our team or our organization where we, even if we're not the leader, just go up to our colleague and appreciate what they've done? Now imagine if that can be a culture that we develop, where we start appreciating each other on a peer level, and the positive energy that could be created in that environment. Humility in leadership. We all may almost think that this doesn't go well together. How can you be humble and be a leader? Well, according to Forbes, a humble leader is secure enough to seek the input and talents of others and not feel threatened by them. And it's also, humility means to not think less of yourself, but to think of yourself less. Think of others more. So if we approach leadership in that capacity, that can be very, very powerful. And of course, leading by example. Doing what we expect others to do. These are some of the components of mindful leadership. Now, I want to use the example of Haruka Nishimatsu, the CEO of Japan Airlines. It's really interesting. At one point, he had to give a pay cut to a large number of his workforce, but what he also did was he gave himself a pay cut. As a CEO of the 10th largest airlines, there was a year where he only made $90,000 as a CEO of an airline. He also cut out a bunch of its perks. It's explained that he takes the bus to work, and he doesn't sit in an office. He sits with everybody in an open space so people feel that he's accessible to them. He lets people know that he's one of them. And when it's time for lunch, he gets in line and gets his own lunch. And he eats with everybody. Something interesting for us to think about, being accessible. And he's regularly appreciating the workforce, from the flight attendants to everyone else. Another example, I feel, is Tim Duncan, the all-star forward for the San Antonio Spurs. He retired recently, but before his retirement, what he did was, so that the team had enough money to bring on younger and fresher talent, he agreed to take a pay cut of 50%. That's $10 million a year. Over 3 years, that was $30 million less that he made. Now, you may be thinking, well, he's making so much. Yeah, try taking a $10 million pay cut. You try taking a 50% pay cut, and let's see then, was that a big sacrifice or not? But I think that's really leading by example. Mark Bertolini, the CEO of Aetna, introduced mindfulness and meditation into his organization, introduced to over 13,000 of his employees, because he also experienced a bit of a near-death experience. So he took it up himself and introduced it, and the results that they're experiencing is that there's about a 28% reduction in stress that they're experiencing among the employees who have practiced it, and that there's a 20% improvement in sleep quality, and they've gained 62 minutes of productivity per employee per week as a result of incorporating meditation and mindfulness and yoga. Because again, it clears the mind, gives us an opportunity to focus more on the things that need to be focused. And welcome, everybody can do it. It's not just for monks anymore, right? It's not just for monks. People in professional Professional athletes are doing it. Russell Wilson of the Seahawks practices meditation. Kobe Bryant did it for a while. Phil Jackson introduced it to the Bulls, to the Lakers, and I'm assuming with the Knicks. Ariana Huffington promotes it a lot. Mark Benioff of Salesforce also promotes it and talks about it and incorporates it into his organizations. So there are many organizations that are engaging in mindfulness and meditation for the purpose of creating a positive, healthier, and happier environment for their employees. Because if the employees are happier, then naturally there's going to be more productivity, and there's going to be a greater chance that the employees will not want to leave the company. So there are a variety of different types of meditation. Raise your hand if you've done some kind of meditation before. Wow, this is amazing. 10 years ago, this would not have happened. So a variety of meditation practices are breathing, focusing on the breath, focusing on different parts of the body. And then there's mantras, which are audible recitation of sounds. So I don't really teach mantras in corporations. It may be a little too big of a leap right now. But what I do teach are the breathing exercises and the focusing exercises. So I don't know if you knew you were going to do this, but we're all going to go ahead and do some meditation right now. So you can have a little experience. If you haven't done it, this will be your first experience. And if you have, hopefully you'll learn a new technique. So I'll give you just a bit of an appetizer on some of the things that I talk about and teach. So please go ahead and just close your eyes for a few minutes. This will go for like 4 minutes or so. If you can't, put both of your feet flat on the floor. And now, just take a moment to feel the weight of your body pushing down into the chair. And try to keep your mind present. If it starts planning, just bring it back. Feel your feet pushing down into the floor. Feel yourself leaning back into the chair. Now begin to take a few deep breaths just through your nose if possible. And as you breathe in, feel the cool breath going in and really fill your lungs. Let's take nice and deep breaths. The deep breathing in itself has an incredible ability to release tension from our muscles and our mind. And as you exhale, completely empty out your lungs. Feel the cool breath going in through the nose, and when you exhale, notice that the breath is warmer. And if your mind wanders, bring it back to the breath. Now go ahead and take 10 deep breaths. Inhale 10, filling your lungs completely, and exhale 10. Complete inhalation and complete exhalation. Inhale 9, and exhale 9. Inhale 8, and exhale 8. Now continue on your own till you get to 1. If your mind wanders, just bring it back gently. Try not to plan. Try not to think about the past. Stay focused on the breath. Now, breathe in for a count of 3, 2, 1. Now, hold your breath. 3, 2, 1. Now exhale. 3, 2, 1. Now hold your breath after exhaling. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now do the same exercise for a count of 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe comfortably. And now bring your awareness to your forehead. And now let's take a moment to look inward into our mind and become aware of some of the different thoughts that are going through your mind right now. But don't get absorbed or pulled into any of these thoughts. Just observe them. You're taking inventory of the thoughts in your mind. Try to stay focused. Try not to start planning. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, just empty your mind of all your thoughts. Take another slow, deep breath in and release any tension and stress that you're holding in your body and mind. Just exhale it out. One more time. Deep breath in, letting go of any tension in your face, your shoulders and your neck, your back. Now gently bring your awareness into your heart. See if you can feel the beating of your heart. Now just take a moment to feel grateful for some of the positive things that are happening in your life and for the positive people in your life that have supported you. Just take a moment to feel grateful for all of those things. You can bring your awareness slowly to your eyes, and you can gently begin to open your eyes. So welcome back. If you dozed off accidentally, that's okay. It's understandable. It happens. It happens almost every single time because the meditation relaxes us. So you can feel free to take 5 minutes a day, meditate before going to work, at work, before a meeting, before going to bed. Just start with 5 minutes for 30 days and then increase it by 1 or 2 minutes. We don't want you to become type A meditators. 45 minutes today and then nothing the next week. Slow and steady. If you increase it by 1 or 2 minutes each month, you'll be up to 15 to 20 minutes at the end of the year. So any time is good, 5 minutes, and I wish you all the best with your mindfulness, your meditation.